SummerSlam is just right around the corner, but what are the best SummerSlam matches of all time? Well, I scouted Cagematch, so these have been voted by you guys and everyone else in the community. So if you don't like this list, please don't blame me, it's not my personal list, but here are the 10 top rated SummerSlam matches you can watch, and even better, they're now all on YouTube. So let's begin, and we start with number 10, which is Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon at SummerSlam 1995 in a ladder match for the Intercontinental title. Now this got an 8.91 rating, and this sees Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon follow up their legendary WrestleMania ladder match with another incredible match at SummerSlam. Whereas the first match was face Razor Ramon taking on the heel Shawn Michaels, by this time both men are faces, with Michaels being the defending champion. Now this match isn't the usual car crash style ladder match you might be used to seeing from modern days, but it's an incredible wrestling match that features a ladder with some great moments such as a suplex to the outside, both men attempting their finishers, and Michaels diving off the ladder onto Ramon, something that Michaels would do quite a lot with a ladder. As a huge Shawn Michaels fan, I'm surprised this isn't higher personally, but this is a very deserving match of being within the top 10. Number 9, Randy Orton versus Christian for the World Heavyweight Championship in a no-holds-barred match from SummerSlam 2011. Now this match is also sitting on an 8.91 rating, and Orton and Christian had an incredible feud for the World Heavyweight title across 2011, and this is one of the best matches of the entire year, not just SummerSlam. A heel Christian with the belt is incredibly underrated in my opinion as champion, and much like the ladder match we just spoke about, this is an amazing wrestling match that just happens to be a no-holds-barred match. While there are things such as fighting through the crowd, announce table spots, and the use of weapons, this match doesn't really rely on them, and that's what makes it so fun to watch. A huge RKO onto the steel steps ends the match, beginning Orton's title reign, and put an end to a really fun watch. John Cena vs AJ Styles, SummerSlam 2016. Now this is sitting at an 8.94 rating, and this is one of my favourite matches of all time, so I'm happy to see this makes the list. AJ Styles and John Cena would face off once again, and while this isn't as good as their following Royal Rumble match, that's honestly just a testament to the chemistry and the matches these two put on throughout the course of this rivalry. Showing the story of the power of John Cena versus the speed and technical ability of AJ Styles, this is Mr. WWE versus Mr. TNA, and these two put on an over 20-minute masterclass featuring incredible near falls before Styles finishes the match with a Styles Clash and phenomenal forearm, much to the roar of applause from the crowd. When I started researching this list, I knew this match was going to feature, so make sure you go and rewatch this one. Number 7, the British Bulldog versus Bret Hart for the Intercontinental title at SummerSlam 1992. Sitting at a 9.03 rating, this is one of the most famous SummerSlam matches of all time, seeing the British Bulldog taking on Bret Hart for the Intercontinental Championship in Wembley Stadium. This is another showcase of storytelling about power versus technical ability, and Bulldog here looks absolutely jacked. The crowd helped this match by being so hot for the action, and this was Bret at his finest, helping showcase just how good the British Bulldog could be. This match does have a rather slow, methodical pace that gradually begins to build up, with Bret Hart firmly being in charge throughout most of the match, until Bulldog finally gets his comeback. This is a much different match to the others on this list so far, but it's highly worth a first or 100th watch, and the ending kind of just comes out of nowhere, really just tying this whole story of the match together nicely. Number 6, The Undertaker vs Edge, Hell in a Cell, SummerSlam 2008. Now this is probably one of the most memorable for being the post-match, where flames engulfed the hole Edge was chokeslammed into, but don't let that take away from this 9.09 rated match. Edge and The Undertaker put on an incredible Hell in a Cell match. This match had the men fighting inside and outside the cell after a large shoulder tackle through the cell by Edge to Taker. This match was a perfect brawl with the perfect ending of Undertaker finally getting his revenge on Edge by absolutely just decimating him to finally pick up the win. Before, and I quote good old JR with this, Undertaker has sent Edge straight to hell by chokeslamming him through the ring and, like I said, engulfing it in flames. Number 5, Shawn Michaels vs Triple H in a street fight from SummerSlam 2002. In a 9.12 rated match, Shawn Michaels' first match since 1997 in a WWE ring came at SummerSlam 2002 in this incredible street fight against Triple H. And he didn't miss a beat. I assume the idea of this being a street fight was in case Michaels couldn't really go as he once could, and they could just rely on weapons, as well as tying into the brutality of this rivalry. The story of Triple H working over Michaels' back that forced him to retire, as well as Michaels being the resilient babyface, is played perfectly here. Coupled with just being an amazing wrestling match, if you're looking for a match to show just how good Shawn Michaels and Triple H were in their prime, this is a stellar example. This is probably my personal favourite match on this list, and is a very, very easy watch. Number 4, Bret Hart vs Owen Hart for the WWF Championship inside a steel cage at SummerSlam 1994. Sitting at a 9.15 rating, it's a battle of brothers at SummerSlam 94 as Bret Hart defended his WWF Championship against Owen Hart in one of the greatest steel cage matches ever. I think it goes without saying that Bret and Owen were two of the best in-ring technicians and storytellers within the squared circle, and putting them together was always just magic. One of the most underrated aspects of this match is both men actively trying to escape the cage to win just minutes into the match, instead of just having a match inside the ring, which seems really common these days. It really just goes to show that both men wanted to win the title. There's no blood in this match, very few high spots, but it's the psychology and storytelling that really shines through here, with moments such as the camera cut into the Hart family at ringside, watching the two brothers beat the hell out of each other. The match ends with a great finish, seeing Owen get stuck in the cage as both aim to escape, with Bret being able to just drop down to retain the title. This is a phenomenal match to show why Owen Hart is sadly one of the greatest wrestlers ever to never have held a world title. Number 3, Daniel Bryan vs John Cena for the WWE Championship, with Triple H as the special guest referee from SummerSlam 2013. Now this is sitting at a 9.29 rating and sees two of WWE's biggest babyfaces face off for the WWE Championship in the main event of SummerSlam. This is a 25-minute back and forth that, once again, is the power of Cena against the technical and submission ability of Daniel Bryan. This is peak movement Daniel Bryan, and the crowd are firmly behind him, erupting with cheers when Bryan finally puts Cena away with the running knee. Now, this would quickly be overshadowed by Triple H's heel turn and Randy Orton cashing in his Money in the Bank contract to take the belt off of Bryan, but don't let any of that take away from just how phenomenal this match was to sit through. Number 2, TLC from SummerSlam 2000, featuring Edge and Christian, the Hardleys, and the Dudley Boys. Another match sitting at a 9.29 that is just months after these three teams put on an incredible triangle ladder match at WrestleMania 2000. Yet somehow, in the first ever TLC match, they managed to put on an equally as great stunt show that would be followed up at the next WrestleMania with TLC 2, which is somehow arguably the best of the trio of these matches. This is exactly how you would expect it to be, with chaos ensuing, huge high spots such as Jeff Hardy missing a swanton bomb from a ladder outside the ring, Bubba getting pushed off a ladder inside the ring all the way to the floor on the outside through tables, with Matt Hardy facing a very similar fate just minutes later, as well as the infamous Jeff Hardy and Devon Dudley hanging from the belts high above the ring. This match is only 15 minutes long and it absolutely flies by. And number 1 on this list is Brock Lesnar vs CM Punk in a no DQ match, once again from SummerSlam 2013. Now, I'm surprised this match is top of the list, which isn't to say this match is undeserving of this spot, sitting at a 9.38 rating, but when I think of legendary SummerSlam matches, this one never really crosses my mind. That being said, it's an awesome match that starts as a typical Lesnar style match, with him bullying and throwing Punk around, Punk gets little comebacks throughout the match, but is cut off by Lesnar, constantly halting his momentum. There's interference from Paul Heyman to try and help Lesnar. And for a no DQ match, there isn't really a reliance on weapons. There's an announce table spot and the use of a chair towards the final third of the match. But overall, it's just a very solid brawl with the much smaller Punk trying to chop down the beast Brock Lesnar until Lesnar finally puts him away for the 3 count. So that is the 10 best rated SummerSlam matches on Cagematch. What do you think of this list? There are so many matches that come to mind that I feel like could have also made this list. Bret Hart versus Mr. Perfect. Brock and Roman had a pretty good match. There's so many awesome ones. SummerSlam really is one of those events where the matches could be phenomenal, and I'm hoping we see that again this weekend. So let me know what you think about this list. Let me know what your favourite SummerSlam match of all time is, and what's your favourite match on this list. If you haven't already, please drop this video a like, it helps us tremendously, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Wrestling Hideout for all your wrestling needs. We have reviews, fantasy booking, predictions, podcasts, wrestling games. If you name it, we probably have it somewhere. So hopefully, we'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.